Hi, I'm Alex, and today my hair kind of looks like a mess, but you know what else is a mess? Climate change. That's horrible. Hi, I'm Alex, and today my hair is looking kind of messy, but that doesn't really matter. What does matter is climate change. That was better. It was pretty good. So climate change. I know you're like, oh, not this again. Because everyone talks about it and everyone's like, the earth is dying. Or everyone's like, climate change isn't a thing. There's no weird in between and nobody likes it. So what is climate change? Now, we're here to answer that question. Now, I know climate change can be pretty controversial, but I want to just pretty much give you facts, okay? I don't want to skew you off in the wrong direction with bias or whatever. And sure, I'm against climate change, but that doesn't mean that this is heavily biased against climate change, if that makes sense. So if you really want, you can even go online and research your own data to see if it's close to what I got, or if you disagree. And if you do either of those, if you agree or disagree, tell me in the comments. It would be awesome to see you guys getting behind this. Anyway, we are going to be talking about some facts, because we can't really prove anything until we know stuff. So, let's go. So first, oceans are rising, okay? It's happening. You can't disprove that. Here's this graph right here. As you can see, it kind of follows an upward trend on how high the ocean level is. And temperatures are rising too. In this graph, you can see, of course, the temperatures are rising, but also in the past 140 years, the Earth has actually grown about 1 degree Celsius or 2 degrees Fahrenheit hotter. Since 1975, it's been growing about 0.015 to 0.02 degrees Celsius every year. And so that sounds really tiny, but when you think about it, 1 degree is actually huge. So let's go to the kitchen and boil some stuff. Okay, so I'm here with 2 pots of water. These are about halfway full. As you can see, they're a bit higher maybe. I don't know. It's not exact, but that's fine. We have 2 burners. We're going to set them both to medium heat and see how long it takes for these to heat up. Because imagine one of these to be like some sky above your house or something. And then keep that in mind, and I'll talk about that later. But we're going to set these on fire and start the stopwatch. So let's do that one. And then here we go. Okay, we have both of these going. We're going to wait until they come to a boil, so it might take a little while. But good thing we have the power of video editing to speed it up. And I'm starting the stopwatch. And this is just, I can turn this off and turn it back on. The stopwatch keeps going, so it's perfectly fine. I'm going to turn it off, and I'll come back when the first pot starts boiling. Oh, okay. I literally just walked over. This one is starting to boil. So, how long has it been? It's been about 10 minutes, and this one's getting some tiny bubbles at the bottom. I'm going to wait for it to hit a few more bubbles, and then we'll turn it off. But, yeah. Okay, I think it's fine. We are at 10 minutes and 30 seconds. I'll count this as boiling, because that's pretty much close. So we can turn that off. 10 minutes and 30 seconds. But as you can see, this pan back here, this pot has not yet started boiling because there's more stuff to heat up. So we'll see how long it takes for that one to heat up. And this stopwatch is still going. So. Okay, I think we've reached a place that is good. It's still not quite bubbling like right up to the surface, but it's really close to what it was. And we are actually seeing some bubbling on the surface. Actually, you know what? Yeah, I think it's there now. So this is pretty much boiling. I wouldn't say it's like, you know, popping with bubbles at the surface, but that's boiling enough. It has been 26 minutes. So we're gonna stop that right there. 26 minutes, 9 seconds. We are free to turn this off. And that's like a 2.5 times, that time was 2.5 times more than the smaller pot. And this big pot is probably about 2.5 times bigger than the small pot, which is kind of funny. But think about this. If you have these small pots, imagine how much energy it would take to heat up a swimming pool, right? That would take so much, like you'd have, if you wanted to boil a swimming pool, like that's, I don't know, 15 times, not even 15 times bigger than this. It's way bigger, so it would take way longer to boil a swimming pool. So imagine the whole world. And now you can see really how big 1 degree Celsius is, or 2 degrees Fahrenheit, when you're thinking about that. It takes tons of energy to do that. So, yeah. And there's also palm oil. It's very cheap to manufacture. But is it really worth destroying all those forests and the environment just to make chocolate or chips? Or chocolate chips? No, I don't think so. Over 20 million hectares of land are used to produce palm oil on the earth. Now, that might sound like a lot to some people and not much to others, but let me give you a comparison. Utah is 22 million hectares. That's a lot of land. And with the production of this oil higher than ever, over 20% of the foods we eat contain palm oil. Now, of course, that's an average. Some people might have less, some people might have way more. But that's still a lot of food that has palm oil in it. And palm oil can also be used as fuel and lotion. You don't have to consume it. So that's a lot of palm oil being made. Anyway, let's move on to the second part of this video. This is where it gets exciting. So I've basically been throwing facts at your face. You may be thinking, so what if the oceans are rising and the world's getting warmer? I don't even live near the places that make palm oil. I mean, unless if you do, but whatever. This has nothing to do with me, but it has everything to do with you. I want to start this section of the video by having you close your eyes. Well, you can keep them open if you want, but imagine something. Imagine the mountains of North America, or really anywhere in the world. The small hills, even your backyard, covered in powdery white snow. Snow is awesome. You can ski or snowboard on it, build a snowman, do whatever you want. Now imagine at least half of that snow gone, and much less on the mountains too. Down south and in arid or semi-arid places, on some days, temperatures rise to unbearable heats. Many plants and animals are dead or have even gone extinct. So why did I just have you imagine that? Well, in 100 years, this is what the Earth could look like. Here's a quote from Business Insider. But if emissions continue to increase and the Earth's temperature increases by more than 3 degrees Celsius, according to the IPCC, oceans would be an average of 3 feet higher by the year 2100. Those rising seas would displace 680 million people in low-lying coastal zones, along with 65 million citizens of small island states. And those same oceans are becoming more acidic due to all the carbon dioxide being absorbed into the water. And that destroys coral reefs. Marine life as a whole is impacted very heavily. Organisms who rely on the coral reefs or protective shells, or are just sensitive to acid, are dying. We could see an increase in natural disasters, such as forest fires or tropical storms, and the weather in general would just get a bit wackier. And already hot places will become really hot. But not only has the future been affected, we have been and currently are now. Climate change is happening now, animals are dying now, the ocean problems are happening now. It's not good. Here are some pictures of Mount Timpanogos over 100 years. This is the glacier, air quotes there, from August 1907. Now here it is in 1949. This next one will surprise you. Here's the glacier on September 15th, 1993. And no, the difference is not the color. And here it is on September 17th, 2003. It's really sad to see how much snow has melted. And it's not even just there that's been affected, but all around the world. Especially in Antarctica and Greenland, where their ecosystems rely on the ice. So in short, climate change is affecting us, and it's affecting us right now. Now this is great and all, but to sound credible, I should probably give you a counter-argument. So here we go. Humans are very good at thinking and staying alive. We can adapt to situations quickly, like how we're isolating ourselves to prevent the spread of COVID-19. We've adapted to that change quickly, though some may not like it, and it's been working better than if we did nothing about the situation. So the same can be applied to climate change. We can adapt to it, like making cooling systems, air conditioning to keep ourselves cool, or create strong, weather-resistant buildings to stay safe. Because of these buildings, water levels would no longer matter. So what if it was too hot or polluted to breathe outside? It's safe indoors. It wouldn't matter if all the animals and plants died, because some would eventually adapt to their new environment, and others would be kept alive by us for pets or food. It might be hard to grow plants, but we'd figure it out. There are so many things wrong with this already. Hiking and camping would no longer be fun and sometimes even dangerous. So do we really want all that wildlife to die? Just because what? They haven't done anything to us humans. Okay, so maybe they've done a bit, but we've affected them a lot more than they've affected us. And in fact, it's helped us. These are the kind of arguments being made by people who want to make money off of climate change. If you were making, I don't know, $3 million a year off of burning fossil fuel, and you'd probably make more than that, would you really want to support the side that yes, the earth is changing because you're burning fossil fuels? No, you want to make as much profits as you can. Many fossil fuel companies like to mislead us on climate change just so they can make profits. You'd actually be surprised how hard it was to find any evidence against climate change. All the scientific fact points to climate change being a thing. And so, this argument has been disproved. So that's great. Now you know all about global warming. Well, not really. We've only covered like the tip of the melting iceberg here, but whatever. Now that you have all of this information, you'd probably remember it for a bit and then go and forget it. So that's why this part of the video exists. So what can you do about this issue? I'll start by asking, how many animal products have you bought/eaten in the past, let's say, a month? And I'm talking about eggs, milk, cheese, ice cream, powdered milk, meat, whatever it is. Let's talk about meat first. The average American eats 200 to 300 pounds of meat every year. And for some people, of course, it's less, but this is the average. Now, there are many meats ranging from steaks at like $10 or $20 a pound, or just chicken nuggets, which are way cheaper. The range is something like, I don't know, we'll say $3 to $30 for meat per pound. Will it go for a low estimate of $4? So that's pretty much like, I don't know, some nice chicken nuggets. Multiply the pounds together with the money, and you get $800 using low estimates every year per person spent on meat. And multiply that by 300 million people, the population of the United States, not included people ages 0 to 5, and you get $240 billion worth of meat spent per year in the US using low estimates. Here's a graph of dairy revenue in the United States in 2014, and in that year, it made $102 billion. Now, it looks like it's growing about, I don't know, $4 billion a year, so that'll lead us to $126 billion spent on dairy this year. Add in all the eggs and other miscellaneous animal products, and you get yourself $400 billion of animal product revenue per year. So what if everyone in the United States halved their animal consumption? That would end up for the animal product industry to lose $200 billion. Now, why am I talking about putting meat out of business? Well, first, I'm not. First, animal products actually are an important part of our diet. The only problem is that America eats a lot of animal products. If we switch to eating, I don't know, only 3 times a week or less, or for some people only have meat for 1 meal instead of all 3, things would be much better. I personally eat meat at least once a day, and dairy probably even more, but recently I've been trying to eat less, and it's hard, but I know it can make a difference. And second, the reason we would want to halve our consumption of animal products is because animal products are actually pretty bad for the environment. And not just animal products themselves, but the production of them. Now, this might sound stupid, but one reason is cow burps and farts. Around the world, we raise tons of cattle. And so all that cattle, well, farts and burps and puts methane into our atmosphere. It's pretty simple, but weird. Also, look at this. This is the energy transfer pyramid. Now, should be more like, I don't know, that angle, but it's kind of tall there. Anyway, this shows the transfer of energy from one layer to the next. We got producers on the bottom. Those are plants that make their energy from the sun. The next we got consumers. Those are like cows and stuff that eat those plants. Then we got secondary consumers, which eat those things that eat the plants. Then we got tertiary consumers, which is us. And I guess I never mentioned this, but as you go up the pyramid, you lose 10% of energy that you get from the sun. So like the producers, they have 100% of the energy that comes from the sun. But then when the cows eat the grass, they only get 10% of the energy from the sun, and then so on and so forth up the pyramid. And this alone can make some people realize, hey, meat is very inefficient. But if you don't get it, let's cut to this example. This is Jeffrey the cow. In order for Jeffrey the cow to grow enough so we can eat him, he must first eat this whole field of energy. Now the cow comes along and eats all this energy, and a lot of that energy is spent on growth, like growing muscles, bones, organs, and we don't even eat those. So it goes along, it eats, and it uses up some of its energy to move around to get the grass, and it uses up some of the energy to grow. And so now that it has finished eating all the plants and drinking all the water, if we ate the cow, we would get 1 unit of energy. So why not just eat all that plant energy instead? We could cut out the middleman, the cow, and instead eat way more efficiently. And as I mentioned, it's not just energy we're losing, it's also the land taken up by the cow to grow and the water it drank. I really like this video by Mark Rober, who does a really good job of explaining this topic. Unless if the iCard's over there, then... The iCard is somewhere. Click on it and watch this video, but not yet. Finish this one first. Anyway, if you eat less animal products, the planet will be healthier. Another thing that you might want to avoid is palm oil. It destroys forests and uses land for profit. So first, let's go see how many products in my pantry have palm oil. And you can follow along with me and go to your pantry and go check it out. Maybe the fridge. I bet there's frozen pizza with it in there. We can check mine. Anyway, before we go though, producers can be very sneaky, so look for all of these names. I can't read that. Ethyl palmitate, glycerol, hydrogenated palm glycerides, octyl palmitate, palm fruit oil, palm kernel oil, palm stearin, palmate, palmitite, is that right? Palmitate, palmitic acid, palmyl oxysamarioid, something 3, palmitoyl alcohol, palmolian, sodium kernelate, sodium lauryl sulfate, sodium lauryl lactate / sulfate, sodium lauryl sulfate, sodium palm kernelate, stearic acid, vegetable fat, vegetable oil. Let's go. Okay, so I have a feeling that this lotion might have something in it. Sodium chloride, was that one of the things on the list? I can't really remember. Ah, I found it. Palmitate. We found some palm oil, guys. Anything in this soap? There's a lot of ingredients. I'll just pause the video and read over it later when I have the list to look at, because I don't have the list. Okay, we're done there. Let's go. To the pantry. Okay, so we're here in the pantry. We'll start with peanut butter. There it is. Palm oil right there. Okay, and I know Nutella has it, and I know we have Nutella. Ah, here it is. Look at that. Palm oil. And I'm pretty sure this stuff has it. Sugar, soybean oil. Palm oil. There it is. Right there. Nice. See, look at all of this. This is actually a fun, like, I don't know, treasure hunt. Does this have any? No, I don't think so. And we have chocolate chips. Huge bag of chocolate chips. Oh, that doesn't have palm oil. Up here, there might be some. Rich flour. Vegetable oil. Palm kernel oil. There it is, right there. Does this have ice cream cones? Yep, modified palm oil. There it is. taco shells? Where's the ingredients on this thing? It's trying to elude me. What? Oh, they're right. Oh! Ah! Fell on something soft. We're good. Nothing broke. There is palm oil. No way. Is there some in this other brand? There's canola oil. Okay, not palm oil. So this is the better brand. I wonder if the same holds true for tortilla chips. And yes, I just said tortilla. Do we got palm oil? We got, this is a little hard to see. Cottonseed, corn, and or vegetable, or I mean sunflower. Okay, that one's good. You're good. You're good, chips. You know, we haven't checked the other brand of peanut butter. We got Jif here. Does this have palm oil too? Peanut, sugar, molasses, vegetable oils. No, it doesn't. Jif does not have palm oil. Ooh, chocolate syrup. That's right next to these. I bet that has it. If Nutella has it, this has it. Palm oil. There it is, right there. Sprinkles. Does this even have ingredients? It does. No way. This is just sugar, right? Does this have it? Sprinkles. Sprinkles have it! It's everywhere! It's in the sprinkles! No way! We got popcorn. Don't know if it has it. I'm noticing that there's a lot of palm oil in chocolatey stuff and things that need to stick together. Let's see this. We're gonna have to flip to read these. Where's your ingredients? There we go. Popcorn. Palm oil. Yes! I guessed it. Back here I found another brand of peanut butter. We have here palm oil. Okay, so 2 out of 3 peanut butters have palm oil. I found another chocolate syrup. This one is not Reese's. And I bet you it has palm oil. Yep, that's to be expected. Okay, I think that's about it. A lot of the stuff in here actually doesn't have palm oil. All that canned goods, a bunch of stuff here. But you know, I'd say maybe a 1/6 of it has palm oil. There's quite a bit in this section for sure. That was crazy. So not only did I just find palm oil in the pantry, but also other places. And I might not have found a lot, but it still contributes to deforestation and we need to be careful. Just like the meat, if we stop buying more palm oil products, then the producers are going to be one step closer to being like, hey, wait a minute, people don't like this. We better replace this palm oil with something much more sustainable. It's better for the planet, better for the people. Well, actually, I don't know if palm oil is unhealthy. I don't know. I'll have to look that up. But it's better for the planet, so yeah. Another way to help stop climate change, and it kind of goes without saying, but drive your car less and do other things like that. Maybe take public transportation, carpool, use a bike, walk. And I know sometimes you can't walk or use a bike, but in most cases, if you can, then do it. And what's also really funny is that the planet is currently getting way less dangerous emissions into the atmosphere. Why? Everyone's stuck at home in quarantine/self-isolation. Just a little silver lining for everyone. And finally, research it up for yourself. If you don't believe me, go do it. Seriously. It's been very insightful for me to go through and see all this information and not being able to find hardly anything against climate change. It's been a wild ride, and I've learned so much. And, you know, it's kind of proved, to me at least, that climate change is a thing. So if you research it, education is so important because it helps you know for yourself, and you can make your own decisions. Maybe you think climate change isn't a thing. If you go and research and come to your own conclusion, then great. I'm perfectly fine with that. But if you say climate change isn't a thing, and you don't watch this video, and you don't, I don't know, go research for yourself, you have nothing to back you up, okay? So do some online research. It's really fun. Also, another good way to do research, again, is watching this video. And not only should you be doing this, but your friends should be too. Sharing this video is a good way to spread the word. Hey, climate change is a thing. And also the Mark Rober video. That's a very good video. And I'll have links to all of the websites I've used in the description so you can also use them. And just please tell your friends about your findings if you do decide to go online and research about it. And then they will research and it spreads and it's great. And please comment down below what you find in your research. And if there's anything I got wrong, because I mean, this video totally could have stuff wrong with it. I know that I've tried very hard to not do that, but it's going to happen. We're all human. So please tell me anything wrong, anything I may have missed, and your own research in the comments. I'd be very excited to see that, and it's awesome. I want this to be a group effort to spread the awareness of climate change. We can change the planet one step at a time, and it starts with this. So go and change the world. Thank you. Almost tripped on a book on my way out. That would have been bad. We did it! Yes! Hopefully it turned out good and I don't have to go back and redo stuff. Because I don't want to. And now I'm in space.